All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, new listeners and current listeners from all around the world, including Canada, the USA, areas of Long Island, plus the five boroughs of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your host with the most, G Money Stacks, aka Lonely Nomad, aka the Gregonator, aka Rookie Podcaster of New York. And you are now listening and tuning in to Off the Meatrack Chainz New York podcast, episode 24. Never thought I could make it, man. Yeah. So unfortunately, my one or two of the co-hosts couldn't make it, so it looks like I'm gonna have to hold the fort down solo. So depending on who wants to come on is welcome. So anyway, first and foremost, if you missed any previous episodes of the podcast, don't worry, I got you. All you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is G Money Stacks 555. Click on the notification bell so you can be reminded of the upcoming episodes, previous recorded episodes that's already posted. Leave a comment on the episodes with the topics, and also don't forget to share the show with your friends along with the audio streaming platforms. Now, unfortunately, we have a passing of another New Yorker who is an ex Bad Boy rapper and Arista rapper who goes by the name of Black Rob. Now, for those of you who may not know who Black Rob is, he is a rapper who was once part of Diddy's Bad Boy roster, who passed away, according to his former label mates. Rob reportedly passed away Saturday while hospitalized in Atlanta. This after he was apparently battling kidney failure for quite some time. So says New York City radio personality DJ Self, who posted a video of Rob from his hospital bed speaking on DMX death. Of BR's passing, Self says, "Lord knows I tried to get help. I'm sad to say RIP to Black Rob." Self had been with Rob in his final days, posting different clips of the former MC as his health was clearly deteriorating. In one such video, Rob himself explained that he'd been battling health issues for 5 years, including several strokes and other ailments. It also sounds like Rob might have been homeless too, going on to say he needed rest. It's pretty heartbreaking to watch, especially since Rob didn't appear to have reps of his own toward the end. DJ Self made clear he wasn't representing Rob either, but simply getting his message out. Another former Bad Boy MC, Mark Curry, also confirmed the sad news of Rob's passing, posting a teary-eyed video Saturday saying he just gotten word thanking everyone who donated a GoFundMe campaign in Rob's name, while publicly asking Rob's children to get in touch with him, presumably to make funeral arrangements. Both Mark and Rob were featured on Diddy's famous track Bad Boy for Life, with each contributing verses in the memorable music video, which showed Diddy and CO moving into a suburban neighborhood and drawing the ire of Ben Stiller. Rob had performed with several other Bad Boy affiliated acts like 112, Faith Evans, Mace, and even Biggie himself. Of course, Rob broke through his, excuse me, of course, Rob broke through with his own hit in 2000, the critically acclaimed Whoa, which ended up making it on several music charts, including the Billboard Hot 100 and others, and ended up getting remixed several times over. Whoa stands as Rob's biggest hit to date, but the man went on to churn out several albums even after leaving Bad Boy in the mid 2000s. He was reunited with his Bad Boy counterparts in 2016 when Diddy put together the Bad Boy Family Reunion Tour. Diddy doesn't appear to have commented on Rob's passing just yet. So he was 51 years old. So rest in peace to Black Rob. Another thing I want to talk about is the whole Johnson & Johnson thing. Now I did hear about how they put it on pause because of those claims about the blood clots, and there is an investigation that's going on. I am a little nervous about taking the vaccine. I will say I am a little nervous due to the side effects and how long it's going to basically be compared to everybody else who already taken it already. Now, we're going to learn about what's the ingredients on what's in the Johnson & Johnson. So check this out. I have an article from coronavirus.medium.com. So what's in the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine, you ask? So the basics is the AD26.CoV 2.5 vaccine utilizes adenovirus technology to expose human immune systems to SARS-CoV-2 virus antigens. This is achieved by cloning a copy of DNA that encodes the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein into a loop of DNA called the plasmid, which is then housed within a modified adenovirus. Once introduced in the body, the modified adenovirus binds and enters human cells. At this point, the body of the virus essentially disintegrates, allowing the genetic material within to travel into the nucleus of human cells. Once their native enzymes that transcribe DNA into mRNA take over and start to turn out strips of mRNA that code for the spike proteins. These are mRNA strips called transcripts, are then translated into the spike protein. Finally, the spike proteins are then packed and sent to the other cell membrane when they can be accessed by the host immune system. Adenovirus technology. Adenovirus technology has been in existence for some time. Adenoviruses, in their natural form, cause diseases ranging from the common cold to pink eye. Their ability to efficiently invade human cells makes them an ideal vector to shuttle genetic material into a cell. In order to make an adenovirus a useful vector for a vaccine, it must first be modified such that the vector itself cannot cause illness. This would be an obvious downside to any vaccine. Johnson Johnson used to use the vaccine vector adenovirus 26, which has a key gene called E1 deleted from its genome. Excuse me. Without the E1 gene, AD26 is still able to gain access into human cells, but is incapable of replicating. Excuse me for the typo. As such, AD26 is incapable of creating an infection within the human body. The DNA component of Johnson & Johnson's vaccine provides the human body the blueprint to generate copies of specific coronavirus antigens that elicit an immune response. DNA sequences obtained from the initial outbreak of the pandemic. I call it the slamdemic for a reason, so I'm not going to go there. In Wuhan, China, were used to isolate the sequence for the spike antigen. The code for specific antigens is publicly available. The DNA sequence for the SARS CoV-2 spike protein is then cloned into a loop of DNA called a plasmid. Just upstream of the spike sequence, a promoter region obtained from cytomegalovirus is spliced in, which enhances the transcription of and ultimately the creation of spike antigens. There is no part of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine that is capable of causing infection or altering the host DNA of humans. Now, to the ingredients. So, the ingredients include citrate, which is used to control pH. This compound is essentially the same as citric acid found in many foods. Hydroxypropyl, beta cyclodextrin, a large cyclic chain of sugar-like molecules that aids in making other compounds more soluble in water. Ethanol, common drinking alcohol, used in concentrations that are many magnitudes below what would affect the human body. Polysorbate 80, a polymer of both hydrophilic and hydrophobic compounds, used commonly in foods as an emulsifier, used in this application to increase the, solubility and stability of virus particles in solution. NaC1, laboratory grade table salt. used to control the aqueous environment. Okay. While the ingredients in this list involve several lengthy chemical names, they are all commonly used in food and medicine. Some of the ingredients outside of the adenovirus particles themselves serve as immune reaction enhancers called adjuvants that increase the speed and magnitude of the immune response. Several vaccine adjuvants have come under fire in the past decade, but most are considered to be safe for use in this application. With just one shot, the AD26 COVID vaccine confers 85% protection against COVID-19. While this may seem to fall short of its competitors put out by Pfizer and Moderna, the Johnson vaccine does come with some advantages. Requiring only one dose of the vaccine significantly decreases the burden on public health. Requiring a second delayed dose, as is the case with the vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna, increases the likelihood that people may not be able to complete the two-dose series, and more cost and time are required to host vaccine clinics twice instead of once. With the level of protection offered by this vaccine, along with its protection against severe COVID-19 cases, the Johnson vaccine appears to be a critically important part of the COVID-19 vaccine program. With COVID-19 variants beginning to gain a foothold in the United States, a rapid and efficient vaccine program is at the core of the effort and to slow the ongoing spread of this virus. Okay. As I previously said before, I know everybody's a little hesitant, a little nervous and stuff like that. But I do want to say this though. I had a customer who told me recently that he basically, according to his theory, which is not really true by the way, I don't really think vaccines can turn people into zombies or anything like that whatsoever, because to me that's not really true. Now I remember years ago, in order for sons and daughters to go to school, they had to get vaccinated so they won't have to worry about spreading any harmful germs to hurt other people around them. Now I get that it's a personal decision, but at the same time, if we go to another lockdown, we're going to be heading for an economic tsunami, which is going to be 5 times worse than the Great Depression, which is not a good feeling at all. And yes, wear your mask, your gloves, whatever, even wash your hands, whatever you have to do to protect other people. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be selfish. And the thing about being selfish sometimes it can be a good thing and sometimes it could be a bad thing. Um so the next topic that I want to talk about before I get into the John Legend thing. Now, I've been hearing about this new variant called the B117. Just bear with me here. So, what is the B117, you ask? The B117 is a mutated strain of COVID-19 first discovered in the UK that is much more infectious. 4 cases have been reported in the US, and while numbers are low, now the variant is likely to spread fast. Normal COVID-19 patients are already put in hospitals at capacity, meaning long waits for anyone with a medical emergency. The hypercontagious COVID-19 strain B117 has made its way to the US with 4 known cases and concerns that it could spread. The strain raises public health questions at a time when many parts of the world have been sharp surges of COVID-19 cases. So, as I stated, the B117 is a mutated strain of the virus that causes COVID-19. It was first discovered in the United Kingdom and within 2 months had grown from 25% of COVID-19 cases in the UK to 60%. That rapid spread is because B117's mutated binding proteins make it much more infectious than standard COVID-19, already highly infectious. Heightened infection rates seem to be the only difference, with mutations like greater lethal lethal le- excuse me for the butcher le- lethal lethality 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 whatever, or resistance to treatments, thankfully absent. How will the B17 affect the US, you ask? B117 is already in the country, with California, Colorado, Florida, and New York reporting cases. Scary, isn't it? B117's high infection rate makes it difficult to contain, and the delayed onset of symptoms charismatic of COVID-19 makes it safe to assume other B117 cases are present in the US. Overburdened hospitals are already struggling to contain a holiday surge of standard COVID-19 cases. The US saw cases spike as B117 spread, and US medical facilities are reaching capacity even without B117's influence. If B117 further crowds hospitals, that could mean longer wait times, not just for COVID-19 patients, but for anyone having medical emergency. Is the COVID-19 vaccine effective against B117? B117 is vulnerable to the same treatments as COVID-19. Experts believe that those with COVID-19 antibodies, whether from a vaccine or from contracting standard COVID-19, are likely resistant to B117 as well. Um, Resistance has not yet been proven by a clinical study. Are there more strains out there? B117 isn't the only new reported strain. South Africa found an unrelated but similarly, more infectious strain called B1351. It's not currently known if the South African strand is present stateside. A third variant has been found in Nigeria. but it does not mean, no, excuse me, but it does not seem to be more infectious or more severe than standard COVID-19, making it a matter of taxonomy rather than public health. All right. This is my take on this. You hear about new variants all the time, right? It's like you hear it almost every day, and you feel overwhelmed with all this new information whatsoever. And and yes, it could be very stressful to actually maintain the information and new information that comes out almost every day. So I can understand how a lot of people are feeling right now. Um, and yeah, it is and I think it's pretty clear that, for those who believe that this disease ain't real, well, guess what? You already have people that's already dead already. So I feel like you have to really look at the bigger picture. This is not just about acting like you're immune to this disease. You're not immune to this disease. And the only way you're going to be able to get out of this mess and being able to be with your loved ones and stuff like that. Of course, everybody does not want to be forced to do certain things. But at the same time, you got to ask yourself, which one would you rather do? Would you face everything and run scared for the rest of your life? Or would you face everything and rise? That's the question. Now, I want to get to this next topic, which is in regards to John Legend. Now, for those of you who may not know and have not seen the Walgreens commercial, singer John Legend collaborates with the and to encourage vaccine uptake. So here it is. This is from Boot, WalgreensBootAlliance.com. And listen to this. With COVID-19 vaccines now available for millions and eligibility soon open to everyone, Americans are eager to get back to what matters most. That's why Walgreens has announced the This Is Our Shot campaign with John Legend to remind Americans that the vaccine is the nation's opportunity to help bring an end to the COVID-19 pandemic, aka the slamdemic. Legend shares Walgreens' commitment to ensuring vaccine equity to help address hesitancy for individuals with uncertain about whether the vaccine is right for them. The campaign launched April 4th with a TV commercial featuring Legend, who lends his voice to the campaign to connect with individuals and communities on what getting vaccinated means to him. And he says, in quote, getting vaccinated against COVID-19 is our shot at getting back to the moments that matter most. Time with friends, live concerts, and family barbecues, Legend says. I am proud to team up with Walgreens to encourage everyone to get their COVID-19 vaccination and help reach communities hit hardest by the pandemic. Although more than 100 million people in the US have received at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine, Walgreens recognizes some may still be hesitant and understands the need to help address individuals' personal experience and situation. Walgreens pharmacists are trusted healthcare resources in the communities they serve and can build trust in the vaccine. And John Legend lends another credible voice and mass appeal to our campaign to encourage everyone to get the COVID-19 vaccine once eligible, says Patrick McLean, Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer, Walgreens. Since the first vaccines were authorized in December, Walgreens has administered more than 8 million vaccines to vulnerable patients across the country and is ready to vaccinate communities through our more than 9,000 store locations once the vaccine is available to the general population. Okay, this is my take on this. The thing what John Legend is doing is actually a good idea. He's When I saw the commercial for Walgreens, it really, really, really inspired me into being able to, care about myself and along with the people that I'm going to be around, whether it's at work, whether it's in tight spaces like trains, buses, you just name it. Um, Even though I may be a little hesitant in terms of the side effects, but at the same time, I do like to see things through. And when you see things through, you don't got to worry about any conspiracy theories whatsoever. Because when you worry about the conspiracy theories from other people, it's like they're projecting their fears and views onto other people so they don't get the vaccine whatsoever. Which which I don't want to be a part of that bandwagon as far as being being anti-vaccine. Because like I said, I remember when I first started going to school years ago, in order for me to go, I would have to get vaccinated. And I don't have to worry about, being, fearful of, you know, hurting other people because I wouldn't be able to live with myself. You get what I'm saying? I hope many people out there that's listening right now know know how it is important to actually care for one another, especially with losses, to DMX and Black Rob. I would like you to do is to reach out to your loved ones, reach out to your friends, see if they're okay mentally and spiritually. And I always be the main person to ask that because I've been inspired by somebody who did the mental health check-in last year when I found out that I was suffering and struggling with anxiety because of the whole slamdemic that's been going on for a year. And before I get to this next topic, one of the reasons why I started this podcast is because a few reasons actually. One in particular has to do with the fact that I wanted to gain skill in something and being able to, do what I love, be able to create content And yes, I'm still learning the ropes behind it. That's why I call myself the rookie of New York, because I don't always have everything figured out. It's a day by day process. And you can't rush the process. The same way you can't worry about other people who's already ahead. Everybody has a lane on their own. And of course, yes, from it's gonna take a year to reach the 1 year anniversary of when we start the podcast. And I can't wait, and I'm actually looking forward to it. Um, so yeah, I would I wouldn't I would encourage people, if you have a dream of what you want to do, whether you are whether you want to be a radio personality, podcast host like myself who has a show, has stories to tell, I would like to actually tell you that you're not alone. You're not the only one going through this. I'm going through the whole phase of trying to do this show by myself, because I don't want to keep rescheduling and stuff like that. So if it means trying to do the show by myself, then maybe I'll be able to get the hang of it. But this is just for today that I'm doing it by myself. So um so um the next topic that I want to talk about with has to do with the Bronx. Um, Many of you may or may not know what happened in the Bronx. So basically, I have an article according to hiphopwire.com that I would like to read to y'all. Um, so it goes like this. One of the greatest lyricists to ever do it is getting a special honor in his hometown. The birthplace of hip hop has crowned a popular intersection after Big Punisher. As spotted on Hip Hop DX, the late great rapper was awarded a distinction that not too many rap performers have been given, living or dead. On Monday, March 22nd, which was recently, 2 months ago, New York City representatives officially renamed East Fordham Road and Grand Concourse Big Pond Plaza. Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr. hosted the ceremony with the great MC's family on site, which included his mother, sister Nicole Rodriguez, wife Lisa Rios, his daughter Star Rios, and his son Chris Rivers. In his short life, Big Pun contributed greatly to the variant cultural life of the Bronx, said communications Fernando Cabrera. Pun's mother, Gail Tirado, spoke in detail that this moment had been in the works for years. We've been trying to do this for a very long time, said Pun's mother, Gail Tirado. I'm humbly honored that this is happening. It's an incredible block and it's fit for a legend. While Fat Joe was not in attendance, he sent his thanks to his hometown for honoring his rhyming twin. Congrats to my big brother, Big Pun, on getting a Bronx block named after him. My brother, you deserve it. I'm proud of you and the Bronx for acknowledging my brother Pun. God bless you. Rest in paradise, he wrote. Born Christopher Rios, the legend died on February 2, February 7th, 2000, due to a heart attack and respiratory failure. He was 28 at the time of his passing. Yes, yes, congratulations. It's a it is a major big deal. When I saw all those pictures, it was very inspiring. And sometimes people like to do things to honor people, and it actually is working for the Bronx. Now, now, of course, if anybody didn't know, it's between Grand Concourse, East Fordham, East Fordham Road. Yeah, it's yes, East Concourse and East Fordham Road is where they named Big Pun Plaza. So congratulations on that one. I'm really happy that it's been in the works for years. So so big props to the Bronx. Um so 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 recently, when I heard this story about what's been going on, this is pertaining to a shooting during the filming of The Rookie. Here's the story. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ two men were detained near the scene, but were later released and cleared by cops. Gunshots rang out on the set of the TV show The Rookie, where you couldn't tell the difference between real and fake cops. Production sources tell TMZ the show was filming outside Los Angeles studios. Excuse me, Los Angeles Center Studios near downtown LA. And moments ago, someone ran by on foot and fired three shots that hit a building near the set location. There were people around where the bullets hit. Thankfully, no one was injured. Law enforcement tell, excuse me, Law enforcement sources tell TMZ at least two people are believed to have fired the shots, and they were aimed towards the area where security officers were stationed. We're told this is a known gang area, but there was no conflict between security or anyone else before the shooting. Although we don't know the motive, it appeared from a casual glance the area was filled with police. We're told the rookie star Nathan Fillion was on set. Well, I hope that the cast of the ABC series The Rookie is all right. And I'm very glad that none of the cast members got hurt. So that's a big relief for me. And and speaking of big relief, I mean, hearing so much about the Junebug challenge, right? Now, I'll break down what the Junebug challenge is in a second. So everybody's been doing the Junebug challenge, and for those of you who may not know what the Junebug challenge is, it's basically a popular trend that originated on TikTok. The challenge calls for participants to perform the Junebug, a dance that some have compared to the Shmoney dance, which was popularized by Bobby Shmurda and Roddy Rebel in 2014. The Junebug dance includes flexing both arms while popping it back and walking with a slight limp. Of course, it is the latest craze to take over social media, similar to the busted challenge and the silhouette challenge. The Junebug originated on TikTok, but the trend eventually made its way to all social media platforms. The challenge calls for participants along to Spot 'em Got 'em song beatbox, and it's so easy. Celebrities like Little Baby, Sweetie, and more are getting involved. Boy, I can't keep up with all these challenges, man. I can't keep up with all these challenges, man. It's crazy, man. Anyway, while the Junebug challenge sounds like another fun way to pass the time, it has also caused some controversy. In early February 2021, rapper Casanova received disciplinary actions at the Westchester County Jail for participating in the challenge during a video visit. Oh geez. Oh geez. That sucks. So how did the Junebug challenge start? How do you do it? And who is jumping on the trend? We break it down. Here's what you need to know about the Junebug challenge. And for those of you who may not know, it's on complex.com. The Junebug challenge, as I explained, is a popular trend that originated on TikTok. The challenge calls for participants to perform the Junebug, a dance that some have compared to the Shmoney dance, which was popularized by Bobby Shmurda and Robbie Rebel in 2014. The Junebug dance includes flexing both arms while popping it back and walking with a slight limp. The challenge encouraged participants to find creative places to perform the dance moves. A number of videos have been recorded on the roof of a car, in the bathroom, or in the middle of incoming traffic. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, man. People would do anything to be viral on the internet nowadays, but well, can't knock it till you try it, right? Early videos of the challenge were filed under the Ready to Get Started challenge tag, but as it got more popular, more participants started to use the name Junebug. And this everyone who participates in the Junebug challenge dances along to a song called Beatbox, which is performed by Florida-based rapper Spot 'em Got 'em. Weird name, by the way. Oh man, what is with everybody in these weird nicknames, man? Anyway, and features Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty. Oh shit, that's crazy, man. So Beatbox 2 was released in December 2020 and appeared on Spot'em Got'em's album Final Destination. If you look closely, it kind of looks like Spot'em Got'em attempted to do the variation of the dance during the 113 mark in his music video. Now, how did it get started, you ask? While many credits Bobby Shmurda's Shmoney dance for inspiring the Junebug dance, the official challenge didn't start until December 2020. The challenge was created by a TikTok influencer who goes by the name Junebug. Wow. Wow. The the Los Angeles-based creative shared his first video on TikTok and Instagram on December 24th. He continued to post videos of himself during the dance in his home and local areas until it went viral. Now, who's doing the dance, you ask? The viral challenge has attracted attention from many celebrities in music and in sports. Lil Baby, Meek Mill, and Michael Rubin recorded a short clip of them participating in the challenge during the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, Sweet photoshopped herself dancing on historic monuments around the world. This is fucking insane, man. Oh man. Other celebrities who shared videos online include LeBron James, Mulatto, Sway Lee, Sky Jackson, and more. See some below. Man, I'm 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 weak. Man, all these challenges, I'm not gonna be able to keep up with all this, but um now now this last topic I do want to talk about is the Mortal Kombat trailer. Now, I did see the trailer for the movie that's out right now. And a lot of people were saying that the story was whack and stuff like that, but I gotta say, man, when I saw the trailer for Mortal Kombat, it was like the rated R version is a lot better than the 1995 version, to be honest with you. And and I am looking forward into taking a look at it and see how it goes as far as the characters. Now, I will read a synopsis. So check this. I will read the synopsis of what it pertains to. So check this out. Um. So the synopsis goes like this. Um. Wait a minute. Wait a minute here. Um. So MMMAA fighter Cole Young, which is Louis Tan, accustomed to taking a beating for money, is unaware of his heritage or why Outworld's Emperor Shang Tsung Chen Han has sent his best warrior Sub-Zero, Joe Taslim, an otherworldly cryomancer to hunt Cole down. Oh boy. Featuring for his family's safety, Cole goes in search of Sonya Blade, Jessica McName, at the direction of Jax McCod Brooks, a special forces major who bears the same strange dragon marking Cole was born with. Soon he finds himself at the temple of Lord Raiden, an elder god and the protector of Earthrealm, who grants sanctuary to who bear the mark. Here, Cole trains with experienced warriors Liu Kang, Ludi Lin, Kang Lao, Max Huang, and rogue mercenary Kano, Josh Lawson, as he prepares to stand with Earth's greatest champions against the enemies of Outworld in a high-stakes battle for the universe. But will Cole be pushed hard enough to unlock his arcana, the immense power from within his soul, in time to save not only his family, but to stop Outworld and for all? Well, you gotta wait and see. Um. So yeah. So that's Mortal Kombat. movie synopsis, and it's out right now in theaters, and it's going to be streaming on HBO Max, so you guys can check it out. Um, and first and foremost, um, okay, that's going to actually do it for this episode 24. Um, if you like what you heard, um, all you gotta do is subscribe to the YouTube channel G Money Stacks 555, and no, not no, excuse me. Yes, G Money Stacks 555. Click the notification bell so you can be notified on when the show goes on the air live. Like upcoming episodes, previously recorded episodes, comment on the episodes with the topics. And um now before I get to the rest of that, I would like to remind people on where they can listen to the show and the episodes. Now, for streaming platforms on the go. Now, listen to this. When you click the link in the bio that says Linktree/G Money Stacks, it's going to give you a list of audio streaming platform choices for you to listen to. So pay attention and listen. You can listen to this show on Podorama, Anchor, Spotify, Audio Burst, Deezer, TuneIn, Player FM, Podchaser, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, Podcast Addict, Breaker, Listen Notes, Google Podcasts. And don't forget, you can find Off the Meatrack Chainz New York podcast on Amazon Music alongside with iHeartRadio and the YouTube. Hold on a second. All right. Just bear with me. All right. As I said about my YouTube channel, all you gotta do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, G Money Stacks 555. In case you miss any previous episodes whatsoever, press the notification bell so you can be reminded on when the show goes on the air live. Upcoming episodes, previous recorded episodes, like, subscribe, comment on the episodes, including the topics. Also, don't forget to share the podcast along with audio streaming platforms with your friends. And as for audio streaming platforms that I just mentioned, don't forget to follow the podcast on every streaming platform that I just mentioned. And don't forget to rate, leave a review, like, comment, download your favorite episodes that you like. And everybody that's listening, and of course on YouTube, tell us what you think of the topics and what you think you want us to talk about as far as topic ideas, and what we could do better. Now, there's two things. If you would like to make a generous donation To support Off the Meatrack Chainz New York podcast, all you have to do is go to the link, which is linktree/GMoneyStacks555, and you're gonna see two things, two ways where you could donate some money. Now, we're not asking you to break the bank so you can make us happy and smile. All you have to do is just do your best and what you can. I know times is hard. I know half the people in New York are probably losing their jobs right now, which sucks. But at the same time, you are not alone. So we will get through this together. And also, if you would like to be a guest, whether you have topic ideas that you want us to talk about, whether you are a singer, rapper, actor, actress, radio personality, podcast host, like myself, who has her own show, a black owned trendsetter who has a business. And if you want to, and if you would like to have a chain letter read on the air that you need advice on, all you have to do is go to, just give me a second here. All you have to do is go to right here. All you got to do is email the show at off the meatrack chainz ny podcast at gmail.com. That's off the meatrack chainz ny podcast at gmail.com. Now, where you can follow the show, you can follow the show on Facebook and Instagram, which is off the Meatrack Chainz NY podcast, alongside with my primary Instagram handle, G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. Now, before I go, I'm sorry my other co-host couldn't make it, despite what's going on. But I was a little nervous on how I was going to hold it down. But it seems like I did manage with all the reading of the articles and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll be able to, maybe get the hang of it. But anyway, before I go, when you go to the podcast page off the Meatrack Chainz NY podcast on Instagram, you're going to see the word email. You click on the word email and it's going to take you to a spot where you put your email where it says the word from. And when you put your email on there, don't worry about typing in the show's email. It's already gonna be there. So you can type in your thoughts on what you thought about the show, your thoughts about the topics, what you think we should do better, and also interview request, advice, and a chain letter that you want us to read. It gives you the opportunity and the floor for you to express yourself and what you feel about the topics and what you feel about certain things that were said. So, like I said, you can follow the podcast on Facebook and Instagram, which is off the Meatrack Chainz NY podcast, alongside with G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. Now, I don't want to leave anybody hanging, so let me just repeat the audio stream platforms one more time. So you can listen to the show And you can listen to the episodes of the podcast on Podorama, Anchor, Spotify, Audio Burst, Deezer, TuneIn, Player FM, Podchaser, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, Podcast Addict, Breaker, Listen Notes. And don't forget, you can listen to the episodes on Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and we are also on iHeartRadio. So don't forget to click that when you click the link saying Linktree/G Money Stacks. It's going to say listen on iHeartRadio, listen on Amazon Music, of course, Google Podcasts, and of course the YouTube and the rest. So, um, without with that being said, I would like to thank every single one of you who's been rocking with me. I know we've been kind of short with other co-hosts who couldn't make it, but I managed to actually hold it down, hold the fort for them. So hopefully they'll be back in the next episode and future episodes prior. And one thing I did learn is, of course, as human beings, of course, everybody goes through things. And not everybody's going to be better in one shot deal. It takes time and it's a process. So don't think that nobody really cares. It's just some people are dealing with certain things, especially myself. I've been dealing with, not just my health, but certain things that was said about me being a drifter, aka bum, which I'm clearly not, by the way. And you know, I'm trying my best to, get through each day with, trying to be surrounded by positive people because that's important as well. And what I learned is that sometimes being alone by yourself, it can be good and it can be bad at the same time. And the lesson I learned last year from being, you know, from being alone and stuff, even though I don't have to be stressed out on anything, but it's always good to, have somebody to talk to, like a friend. Now, I'm not saying it has to be your parents because sometimes, they can't really relate. Um, but what I'm saying is, you know, reach out to your loved ones that you care about and find out whether they are okay and whether they are not. And if they're not okay, all you got to do is, try to reach out and maybe, you know, give them the tools, the guidance, and the help so they don't stay in a rut for a long time. And that's something I had to learn over the years of being my own individual. But anyway, let me not ramble too much though. But I do want to say this though, with something that's very motivating to me. If you have a dream of what you want to do as a career, whether it's being a radio personality, whether it's being a podcaster, host that creates content and audio streaming platforms, whether it's being a doctor, whether it's being a DJ, whether it's being a VJ, whether it's being whether it's being a lawyer or whatever case scenario may be, don't let no clown burgers stop you from achieving your goals and your dreams. All right. I'm G Money Stacks. I'm going to be signing off. Peace and one love.